NZA Racing would like to thank the following.
Welcome in, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, it is race time. I'm Tint. With me here today is Canadian Maverick.
Hello.
And Echo Bit.
Hello, let's go racing!
Alrighty. So today we're racing the Crux Cup Stellar Endurance Championships, which is an individual run race with our pilots aiming to score points across multiple Grand Prix for a spot on our top 15 Interstellar Champion leaderboards to prove they're the fastest pilots in the Empire and are esport racing legends. This second and final Grand Prix is going to have our racers flying the Mirai Razor on a highly competitive 2-hour endurance race, 76 checkpoints, 143 kilometers of our Microtech racetrack NB Ghost. It's a chance at earning the title the Ghost of New Babbage and becoming a member of the legendary racer club, the Godly 15. Earning the club's name as a title, proving they are one of Star Citizen's elite pilots. Our racers today are aiming to get the most laps they can on the board so that they can get the best position possible on the track for race day. But, speaking of the track, Mav, tell us about it.
Oh, we got a little bit of backstory here. A young ship racer arrived at Microtech in search of their missing father and became involved in the Crux Cup Stellar Endurance Championship. The pilot flew out at maximum speed through a snowstorm with only 5 meters of visibility, claiming the first competition victory of the track, earning themselves the nickname the Ghost of New Babbage, and having the track named after them. The track length is about 143.3 kilometers. It's a tour of the entire New Babbage city, starting at the train line connecting with the Ghost Repair Shop building and hitting a few key historic locations where delivery pilots have saved lives and New Babbage's underground racing scene had appearances. Some prizes that we have for our racers there.
Yep. Our players today are racing not only for that beautiful title of Godly 15 and membership into our elite racing club, which comes with some secret backroom racer chats where we share all the best secrets. But they're also going to be getting our free Godly 15 t-shirts modeled by the lovely Maverick here today for you. They're also going to get some stickers. They're going to get to use the logos for the racing group wherever they go on the internet to prove that they're one of us. And they get a special mention in our Hall of Stars on the Discord and on the website. In addition, Cloud Imperium has helped us out with a beautiful package of prizes for our top 3 racers for the event overall. Those racers are going to win a Mirai Razor, a Mirai Racing Suit, and a Mirai Racing Paint. First through third, everybody gets them. It's an amazing prize set, and we thank CIG for that.
Thank you, CIG!
Alright, and with that, let's kick it over to our video guide for the track so that you can see what it is our racers are about to subject themselves to for your amusement.
If this is your first time here, this is our most technical track, NB Ghost at Microtech. Enjoy. Welcome to NB Ghost, a highly technical circuit inspired by real racetracks such as Spa, Nürburgring and Macau. To reach the starting point, begin at New Babbage Spaceport and turn to 300 degrees on your compass, just to the left of the massive Aspire Grand. Pass under the fast train line and above the second train line, headed towards the twin buildings straight ahead. Turn left out of the twin buildings, then fly under the train line and on the right side of the nearest oncoming pillar. Keep turning gently left and around the right side of the next pillar. The next checkpoint is just below Aspire Grand. Pass under the train line, around its pillar on the left side, and then shoot up and through a spire grand. Perform a full loop-the-loop of a spire grand. And turn left on the gap in the buildings to begin the next section of the track named All Blur. A small Covalex building marks the next checkpoint. Fly to the right side of the train tracks and pass under and between the first two train pillars. Pass around the third train pillar on the left and pitch up, right, and around the tallest buildings on the right side. Take a left turn around this blue triangle building and pass between Blue Triangle's largest towers. Weave these two train pillars before heading to the next section named after the Nürburgring's carousel. Careful of the trees, pass around this standalone train pillar and aim for this gap in the buildings under the next train line. Fly under the train tracks here to enter the carousel and exit above the train tracks towards these red lit antennas. Next, fly under this metro intersection and around both pillars on the left. 3 buildings on the left mark the entry into the Stellar Split section. Pass between the first 2 buildings of the 3, then loop around the 2 Nest Apartment skyscrapers on the left side. Go through the nearest 2 towers of 3 that you entered Stellar Split on, and pass around the next 2 towers on the left as well. Then, head down towards the train line. Arc around this train line to enter the Hero Park section, and head up towards the Centermass building. Pass around the Centermass and Microtech building on the left side. Head down towards the train line and weave under it, starting on the left side. The final pillar to pass around is just after the 2 observation towers. Take a sharp right towards these 2 buildings that mark the start of the next section, like Starcloak. Next, turn left towards these 2 buildings and get ready to weave around the right side of a building directly in front of the gap between them, before turning left across the cityscape towards the Twin Sandwich Tower, passing it on the left side. Pass this very tall antenna with a big red light on the left side and turn right down towards the edge of the city foundations that stick out like a pier. Fly under the city foundations through 2 large gaps in the piers. Next, fly between these 2 observation towers, passing over the train line. Go under the train line and around these 2 buildings, passing them on the right side, and then aim for these 2 tall buildings in the distance. Take a left turn here between the towers towards the train line and this pillar. Fly around the train pillar on the left side and up towards these buildings close by, passing between them and turning left back down towards the train line. Aim for these station buildings and fly between the nearest ones in your flight path. Then, fly up and left over the city block towards the Omega Aerosports HQ tower and pass around it on the right side under its landing pad. This next section is called the Sangua Swoop. Aim to pass between the Microtech and Platinum Bay Tower before heading down towards the train line on the other side. Fly down to the left side of the train line and pass under the first 2 pillars before sweeping up and left towards the bright orange Cuban Interstellar Towers. Stay under the circular holograms when crossing the next 2 building checkpoints. Pass around the central tower on the left side and aim towards the next Cuban spire. Then fly down, under and around the nearest train pillar just after it on the left side. You're looking for a train pillar straight ahead between these city blocks to connect to. Pass around it on the right side. Cross over the city foundations, passing this train pillar on the right side. Staying under the train lines, perform a hairpin right turn around these twin buildings. This next section is called Jazz Jack. It's a corkscrew dance up and around the train tracks here to avoid the city foundations below. Passing under the train line and around the left side of this pillar before these twin observation towers, followed by a weave between the next incoming pillars until the end of the train line. Hairpin left around the last pillar towards the parallel train line and weave its pillars starting with the first one. After the first pillar, exit the second pillar heading up towards the top of these two buildings. Take a right turn between them and the next two nearest oncoming towers until you are headed towards the tallest Covenix headquarters tower in the near distance. Pass around the Covenix headquarters tower on the left and head down towards the nearest train line and pass under it here. Then aim up towards the tallest Glacier Green headquarters tower to pass it on the right side and begin the Crux coil section of the track. Turn towards the nearby purple lit Nest Department tower and pass around it on the left side, heading down to the train line below. Pass under the split in the train line and then around this pillar on the left, cutting back towards the other train line to pass around its nearest pillar on the right side. Stay to the right side of the next pillar, go under the train line and fly on the right side of these four flags. Passing under the last train line of the track, aim for this gap between the foundation and the building in front of it to return to the start line of NB Geist. This completes a lap of NB Geist. If you want to prove you are one of the fastest ghosts of New Babbage, submit a time trial to the community leaderboards of scr.gg. This track was made for competitive esports ship racing. Race together by visiting enzaracing.com. Made possible in Star Citizen. Join the verse by visiting play.sc. Enzia Racing would like to thank the following.
Welcome back, and now we'll go over some of how these racers will gain their points. Pilots earn points for the Grand Prix races. They compete based on their finishing position. The maximum one pilot can earn per Grand Prix is 150 points. All other tracks are weighted on length compared to the Super Dragon Tofu run, which we had last month, and also given a bonus if they are more technical. For example, the Super Dragon's length is divided by New Babbage Gold's length. Rounded is 0.6, but we are given it plus 0.1 technical bonus in point weight, so that awards slightly more points. Here you can see each of the Grand Prix point pools, and as the Terra and Nyx and Castra system come online, you can expect Anzia to build city racetracks out there and add even more points to earn for the Stellar Endurance Championships.
I'm really looking forward to the new systems. I can't wait to see CitizenCon. It's just 1 week away. I really can't wait to see the future of the game, particularly Terra. Terra is the one that interests me the most. I can't wait to see Prime, its capital city, and how they develop that and how we can race around it. God, that's going to be cool.
It's going to be phenomenal. All the more cityscapes we can build tracks in, so much the better. But without too much delay, let's go take a look at our grid as the racers are forming up and take a look at where each of our racers will be starting today and how they got there. So with our number 1 overall qualifying time in pole position, it's going to be Fresh 001, who is supported today by the Sanguis Luna Pit Crew team. With the number 4 overall qualifying time, it'll be Dude 3D, who is racing solo today. No support team. Going to be respawning at Tressler and hoping for the best. With the number 6 overall qualifying time, we have Jackadin, also supported by the Sanguis Luna Pit Crew team. With the number 7 time, it's Senor Calf, supported by the Sire Racing Pit Crew team. This is Senor Calf's first race with us, I believe, or at least first event with us here at Anzia.
Welcome in, and thank you for repping the Sire Racing team. Good to see some more new racers in that team. Looking forward to seeing what you can do today.
Yep. And with the 9th place overall qualifying time, it's File, supported by the Expanse Pit Crew team. With the 10th place time, it's Herbie, supported by the Sanguis Luna Pit Crew team. You're going to be hearing that name a lot today. 3 of their racers out on the track. With the 11th place time, it's Playing Fox, also racing solo today. And with our 15th place qualifying time, it's Rentier Riche, supported by La Fédération de Camelot Pit Crew team.
Amazing. And there is your grid. We've got cameras available. The grid is forming. We're going to check out to see what's going out on the field. Let's see. Oleg wants one of you. Here we go.
Alrighty, and today we will have a coordinated race launch between our event and our live stream staff. If you tuned into the 24-hour race we ran earlier this year, an amazing 24-hour record-breaking spectacle of many types, it will be triggered by our race director, Noise Maze, and he's going to give us a sign when they are ready to go, that the racers are in position and ready to race. Once they start the race, this Grand Prix is going to go on for 2 hours. And again, our racers are going to be competing to see who can get the most laps on the board in that time, try and secure the best starting position for next week's race.
Alright. Races are forming up on the grid. We're just checking in with our race director, Noise Maze himself, just to see how it's going. We'll have word for you maybe in the next few minutes how they're doing, who's left to come out onto the grid, so we can get underway today. But beautiful, lovely noon in Microtech. Doesn't look like it's too snowy. There's a bit of fog, so hopefully that doesn't pick up. But we do have wind turbulence in Star Citizen now, and that does affect racing. Mav, do you want to tell us a little bit about your experience with wind turbulence in racing?
Well, for the most part, my experience is probably like every other racer out there, is not the best. Usually it always hits at the worst possible time, in the worst possible way. The most during the Super Dragon Tofu Run race, it wasn't that bad for me personally. I didn't get thrown anywhere. New Babbage practicing a little bit out with everybody racing. It's definitely more noticeable here. I think it'll really come in check to see how people can control their ships and at the what I like to call pinch points, something that where the ships are really close to obstacles, buildings, and other things like that.
Yeah, the wind on Microtech for this race in particular has been absolutely brutal. We've had our racers contending with not just hurricane force winds, but Category 3 hurricane force winds multiple times per Microtech day. It's a lot. You'll get into situations where the ship is sliding sideways mid-turn because the maneuvering thrusters just can't keep up with the force of the wind.
Yep, if you're tuning in for the first time, our US and Australia race was pretty rough. It saw hurricane wind speeds well beyond high class levels, 70 meters per second. was recorded. Absolutely blistering wind speed. It caused a lot of crashes in that race. Anything can happen on this wildly chaotic and half terraformed planet, but my goodness, 70 meters per second is difficult for racers to deal with. So hopefully these racers don't have to experience 70 meters per second wind, and it's a smooth race for them, but it can happen. It affects racing a lot, and it can bring your lap times down anywhere between 10 and 20 seconds. I see a massive slowdown when turbulence comes in.
Yep. So I gotta ask, Mav, as we're waiting for the racers to finish lining up here, who are you pulling for today? Who's your number one pick?
My number one pick to win most likely is going to be Fresh. I don't see many people contesting. He's been very consistent recently. My underdog to win? I'm voting for Herbie. Me and Herbie during the Super Dragon Tofu run had a pretty good fight right at the last couple of laps, and it's just always fun fighting somebody that's pretty much on the same pace as you and just racing side by side.
You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Herbie may just be every racer's favorite racer. He is absolutely a class act. He's actually our 3-time heavy division champion. I think undefeated in Crux Cup heavy division.
I love those industrial racing ships. And I think it comes from him being a ground racer. He just loves big, chunky things, and I love seeing him race in heavy each year. He's good fun, and he's slowly working his way up into pro racing, taking it one step at a time. I remember talking to him when he was first getting into it. He knew he wasn't going to be the best right out of the gate, but he has put the work in over the years, practiced, come to many community races, and this is all of that practice is what you're seeing today is just all of that practice coming together, and his achievements here today will show that. So watch out for Heavy.
Sounds like our racers are just about ready to roll.
Do we have any predictions on possibly anybody crashing first lap? Are we going to see a couple crashes?
First lap. Okay, because I mean, if we had predictions on people crashing, my prediction would be all of them at some point during the race today. This track is an absolute monster. And there we go, our 2.5 minute countdown. With all of our racers getting into the zone, getting ready to launch on what is going to be a grueling and spectacular 2 hours of racing.
Until race start.
Here they go.
And they're off. We're in the fresh cam, getting the absolute fastest view of the track as they get off the line. This turn here, as they come up to the Crux coil, is absolutely fun. There's no other way to put it. We're going to watch them
I love
dive
how we
down.
chained this together.
Yep,
The way
winding
you
through the
barrel
train
roll this,
tracks.
we chained this together to make that the optimal way to fly this, and it's just, you're so right, it's so fun. But we're waiting to have our racers go to the start line of the track, and then our race will be green flagged, and they'll be on their first lap. Let's just jump back to playing Fox here.
Oh, not
No,
even
Jackadan crashed
first
and
lap.
ghosted.
Crash
Hang
number
in there,
one.
Jackadan.
Do you think that counts as lap 1 or lap 0?
Oh, that definitely
Lap
that
0
counts
for
as lap
sure,
one.
Oh.
Either way, he's coming back at the start of lap 1, which is both a rough spot to be in and also a little bit of a blessing, because you can see the bunching up on the pack here, especially as they come into F-Lock. They're going to be fighting to see around each other's markers, and also fighting to dodge each other as they come through that loop and cross back over the existing track. And we see File there sneaking
doing
out
very
an
well.
early pass in front of Dude 3D. Going for broke, but, oh, and there we go. Looks like Dude has snaked it back. Neck and neck. That looks dangerous. Do we have a camera for either of them?
Lovely battle to start. Neither of those, but we'll follow them on our leg line. Oh, we can follow you from behind. We've got Playing Fox here.
Awesome.
There we go. And this
There,
section is really
guys.
where the track starts to feel tight, as you start to have to get real close to the ground and fly between these trees or just over them to cut under into the carousel.
They're hard to see. They all blend in there, as you can see. Here we go, coming up on the carousel. This is named after the Nürburgring, one of my favorite endurance tracks in real life, and also a track I raced with Jez in the 24-hour iRacing championships for the Aries racing team of Australia. We had to have one of our own, and that just seemed like the perfect space equivalent to add in.
Now, for crashing right before the start-finish line, when everybody else is kind of haven't really start, that's not the worst place to crash, I'd think, because everybody else isn't that far ahead of you.
Yeah, and launching from a dedicated support ship, Jackadan's looking at losing probably about a minute and a half on that. Whereas if he'd crashed where the racers are on the track now, he'd be looking at losing more like 4.5 minutes of actual race time to the rejoin. So it's definitely a best case scenario if there was one. But still, you know, it's easy to get rattled when you have an early crash like that and come back into it feeling a little flustered with the full adrenaline pump, the heart racing, you know, death grip on the sticks. It's really difficult to control your speed under those conditions and make sure that you're not overspeeding and plowing into a wall.
We're
File
coming
and
up to
Dude
the
still
Black Star
neck
Quake
and
section
neck.
here. They're still having a great battle there. Playing Fox not letting up behind them here. Black Star, part of the Black Star racing team here. No pressure, Playing Fox, that you can do your section of the track. Oh, good, Dude's already passed there as well. Through the little foundations. Amazing. Playing Fox
Playing
maybe too far, playing it quite safe.
Ooh. Right up on File there, turning this into a three-way battle. And
Little bit of-
Fresh, you know, not getting as far out ahead as we might have expected based on the time trial runs they did. Fresh's time trial submission to qualify for this race coming in at just a hair over 6 minutes, with the next fastest time being 10 seconds slower than that. You know, there was a real chance he was just going to run away with it, but between the live racing conditions and the weather, it looks like he may not be running with as much of an advantage as we might have expected.
Oh,
That
that was a
was
close one.
Lemon Flies Fire. Fox, yep. I wouldn't blame you if you had a little voice moment in Discord then.
That's definitely a check the pants moment, if ever there was one.
Wow, and this File is still right beside you. Just be careful there playing Fox. Make sure you can see File if you're listening in.
And Samasu, no part of this track is considered safe, but there's, safe is a spectrum. So you have the whole range from you might die to if you blink, you may die. God, they are just not letting up.
Yeah. Getting close to the start finish now. See what everybody's
coming into the jazz jig.
Yeah.
This is my personal favorite track section. This corkscrew over and around the track that then runs into a weave below the course. There we go, jumping back into the playing Fox view here. This just feels amazing when they get it right. Now, Fox is favoring that 45-degree counter roll strategy. Personally, I prefer to roll up 90 degrees and weave through that one with what most racers refer to as a dolphin-style weave. The 45-degree roll, a little bit slower, a little bit safer, but it also does preserve your visibility. And with this many racers in close proximity, definitely a lot of value to that. Mav, how would you be taking that
paid off
one?
for playing Fox too.
I'd probably be taking it like playing Fox at the 45, especially with the both dude and file right next to me. Just basically, you have to. You might be racing, you might be on your line, but you still have to be aware of your fellow racers around you. Nobody wants to take a crash, even if it ends up by not being your fault. You end up by having to start basically all over again or the halfway point.
Yeah, and to the question from Typhoon in chat, they do not have to not crash for 2 hours, but every crash is going to cost them time. We have 2 rejoin ports for them. They can rejoin at the start-finish line, or if they've completed 50% of the track, they can rejoin at a checkpoint there, managed by our volunteer Astromedic, I believe, today.
That is correct, Astro.
Depending on where they're
50%.
spawning. Yeah, depending on where they're spawning and depending on how far into a track section they were when they crashed, a crash is going to cost them anywhere from about 1.5 minutes to up to 6 minutes worth of effective race time in terms of track progress. So if they're coming down from an Idris in very low orbit, that it takes them only about 1.5 minutes to get back to the track. If they're respawning at Port Tressler, having to grab a fresh razor, it could be quite a long time before they get back down. And then, of course, they lose any progress past the last checkpoint they went to.
And EchoBit, where is the halfway point for those who don't know the track?
The halfway point is on the northwestern side of the city, just opposite the spaceport. It's out by the last train line out there, just before you enter the Black Star Club section. So when I brought up playing Fox before in his racing team named section, that's where it is. It's about 3 or 4 minutes around the track. But yeah, just on the other side of the city. And this is truly a tour of New Babbage.
We're seeing now that Fox has managed to eke out a little bit of distance in front of Dude and File, but those 3 are still packed quite tightly together as they come through the carousel. That 270-degree turn is brutal. Every racer's got to have a strategy for how they're going to manage the G's coming into and out of that corner. Some of them you'll see take it sharp, some of them slow down, some of them roll over mid-turn to flip the G's from a blackout to a red out. It takes all kinds, and all of these racers really, over time, develop their own style for attacking problems like this. That's really cool to see. There's sort of a creative, expressive aspect to it that, as you're watching through everybody's time trials and seeing everybody's views in the live races, you get kind of a feel for how people tackle problems.
Speaking of tackling problems, we're watching Fresh's point of view right now. And I'm just kind of curious to see how he tackles this final part of Shiro Park. This is the 50% rejoin point, by the way. This end train line at the end of the city. And Fresh is kind of like just vibing with it. I like to dolphin dive it, but Fresh is just always utilizing his upward straight thrusters for that. His most powerful thrusters. And he's very smooth about it too. It just looks very natural. I think also the constant barrel rolling is amazing. Just lovely to watch.
In
Like
seeing his lap 1 time coming in at 6 minutes and 22, it does look like he's definitely taking the safe approach to today's race, which is absolutely the way to play it, with those crashes being so costly in terms of time.
Yeah, seeing Fresh do that corkscrew barrel roll, just conserving all the momentum, taking it easy, smooth. It's just, man, I wish I could fly that smoothly.
It is one of those infuriating things where I put him and Boltok in that category, where all the other racers on the field can look at what he's doing and we know what he's doing. That's not the problem. We just can't also do it. He is really just absolutely buttery smooth on the controls. We see Fox playing it real close with that impound zone there as he comes through, chasing after Fresh.
Hang in there, Fox. Don't let the cops catch you. We had a few of that in the last race, so hopefully we don't have it here.
I know the New Babbage police took Data away at one point, or at least took his ship out from under him, as they are so prone to do.
That's right. And they were right next to Nefty as well. It was crazy. We were watching that battle. We were like, is Data going to pass Nefty? Is Data going to pass Nefty? We did Data's marker go. What happened? Well, the New Babbage cops intervened, it turns out.
Looks like we got Jacketed back in the race about 2-3 minutes ago. Looks like he's about 2 minutes behind everybody, 1.5. The perks of not actually crashing out at a critical point and just right off the bat there.
Yep, and
Hang
now
on there,
he's going to have
Jacketed. Get your first weapon.
He's going to have a clean view in front of him for parts of the track. One of the big challenges here with these larger events is the party markers, believe it or not. As these players are racing through the track, their vision is being actively obstructed by the party markers of their co-racers, and it's good to know where they are, but sometimes there's critical details of a corner that get lost in all of that. As we see this turn come around here, you'll see the party markers sweep across the track, and yep, sometimes they're plonked right in the middle of the next corner.
Looks like there's a couple ships on top of that building as well. If only the party marker distance changer helped and worked.
I think every racer's Christmas wish list includes CIG getting around to fixing that slider and letting us dial it back so that we're only being blinded by the party markers within a couple 100 meters instead of the ones 20 kilometers away.
I will say, I've actually done some PTU testing in 4.3.2 yesterday, and I've discovered they are working on the party system. I mean, it's not distance yet. That would be nice to have, but what they have done is made it so that when you're in a party, all of the party members are marked as green. So we have more colors in the UI other than blue now. So green is friendly, green is in your party, and also the PDCs on capital ships treat green things as friendly. I even tested missiles and torpedoes, and friendly missiles and torpedoes weren't being targeted by green marked players. So that was kind of cool. And that helps racing, so it helps us sort of be able to identify our friendlies as well.
And as our pack of racers has completed their second laps, we do see Fresh staying around that 6-minute 22-second pace. He came in with a 6:21.2 on that last lap, so definitely still playing it safe, but that has given Playing Fox a little bit of room. He's coming in just 2 seconds shy of that at 6:23.5 on that last lap. So within striking distance and really able to capitalize if Fresh makes even a single sizable mistake, may be able to make up some of that ground.
You can really tell the difference in between the halfway rejoin point, because we have a lap done by Herbie, who crashed, I'm assuming, shortly after the halfway point, but nothing on the board from Ronte-Rish.
Yeah, Rontier also struggling a little bit more with this track, I think, with his lap time on the qualifying lap. This is his first major racing event with us as well, so I think still getting grips with this high adrenaline environment, which absolutely is something every racer needs to learn how to do.
Oh, some massive frame
Here you
drops
go.
there from.
Ooh,
This is Rentier Rich, but yeah, like not everyone's computer is the best. So honestly, having a safe racing strategy like Rentier here, it gets you laps, it gets you a position, and if you don't crash, which you didn't do much of in Grand Prix 1, you get positions for that. And there is a case that slow and steady wins the race in racing as well.
ooh, blinded by the sun there too. That is a rough place to be, but does have his first lap on the board now, so making
Go
some
Rentier!
headway. And only 2 minutes 45 behind Herbie, so still very much in the race. And we have a note from our race director as well that Rentier had a pretty long trip back to the track after a crash. So maybe a rough time with the hanger spawns or something along those lines, giving him some extra aggravation.
Weather is still clear on Microtech. No, the fog has moved out. We've got clear skies for the time being. Hopefully the weather isn't too brutal. Noise, if you're listening in, tell us what the wind speed is like. I'd be curious to know how our conditions are at this point in the race.
Yeah, but don't ask the racers because they'll just tell you that it's really windy.
They'll tell you it's windy all the time. Yeah.
Or use words that I've been told I'm not allowed to say on the live stream.
Wait, there's words we can't say? Oh. Dang.
But yeah, the adrenaline and nerves of these events is absolutely one of the biggest factors that these racers have to contend with. And it's one of the things that, you can learn to control it to a certain extent, but it never goes away completely. And you have that moment in every race where you've caught up to a competitor and you are pushing as hard as you can and your heart's pounding through your chest. And honestly, those are the moments that keep me coming back. I don't know about you, Mav, but the adrenaline for me is all part of it. It's the magic of live racing as opposed to time trial racing.
Yeah, coming up
Yeah,
to
for me,
somebody.
I like
so
going
much fun.
fast. Sorry, Mav, you go ahead.
It's all good, two people talking from different sides of the world. You end up by getting a little bit of talk over. But yeah, for me, it's really fun to catch up on somebody, and then like surprise them a little bit because you're like, oh, okay, I'm catching up to them, and then you pass them, and you're like, oh, I thought maybe I would start slowing down because of boost timing, and I only caught up to you there, and then they pass you at a different section because they decided to actually do it better than you, and it's just neck and neck racing is always so much fun.
I don't know what's more anxiety inducing is when you get that jump scare moment of hitting your rear facing camera expecting there to be no one and somebody's 200 meters behind you, or when you hit the rear facing camera not expecting somebody to be there and they're not, and then the moment of panic sets in of, oh no, where did they go?
Yeah.
We're also a really cooperative community. Like, even though it's so competitive, and we love to race each other, we're really happy to teach you how to go fast, and to help you master flight and Star Citizen. So, actually, this is a good time. Can I get you, Tint, to just talk about Frontier Consolidated and its racing team and what you do for them?
Yeah, absolutely. And by all means, this is not unique to us, but Frontier Consolidated runs its racing team in-house. Any member of our Discord can stick their hand up and say, I want to learn how to race in our racing channel, or via, you can always DM me. I am always happy to talk racing with anybody. But we do training sessions for our org members and also for our Discord members, where we teach them the basics, get them out there in Aurora, get them carving up the tracks, and teach them the fundamentals so that they can then unleash their inner speed demon on the track. I know that other orgs also have similar training programs. I think Sanguis Luna in particular, Dirk is working on some fun stuff in that regard. And really, that is, I think, the best piece of advice I can give to any new racer is find a team, find an organization that is into racing, that has a style that you can get along with, and ask them to show you the ropes, because they're going to be more than happy to do it and have you out here on the racetrack flying their flag. It's a real point of pride for some of these orgs, and they will pour in a lot of effort behind the scenes. We've had massive fundraising efforts for races before. Scarlet Apex last year comes to mind, where our carrier ship teams needed Crux and 890s and lots of snub ships for the race, and the org as a whole pitched in together to make sure that they could get across the finish line.
Incredible. Just a few race updates. We've got Fresh with a 6:17 lap, I believe, new fastest lap. We also have 5 meters per second reported easterly wind speed, so it's beautiful out there. Now's the time to get your fastest laps in. If you're hearing that, races, give it your all. The wind is very minimal right now. And Nev, I also wanted to throw it to you as well. Talk about the Mid Legion. How's the esports division going? And tell us about Mid Legion and what it's about.
So Red Legion, we're trying to kind of grow our esports team a little bit more. Currently, the only for sure dedicated racer is myself. We have a team coming to do the Cargo Olympics. Lots of fun there. So and like Tint said, just find an org that you get along with, and there almost every org out there has a racer, somebody who's into racing, that does tracks either time trial runs or actual just races like the New Babbage Ghost today, and it's just a big community. Just because you're a part of one org doesn't mean that you can't ask people from other orgs to help you out either. Because we, for the New Babbage Ghost here, Echo was doing a bunch of track nights so that we would you could do a bunch of practicing for the race, and everybody's there trying to make sure everybody can race the best that they can. We don't really gatekeep much for information and flying styles.
Exactly right. So that's awesome. Highly recommend joining the Red Legion or Frontier Consolidated. Incredible orgs. You can search them up on Rocket Space Industries. Incredible racing teams that come and support here. And you can rep multiple orgs and Star Citizens. So go check those two out. Highly recommend them. And we'll jump back to the races here. Let's see how we're doing. How are our races doing, Tint?
Oh, we've got most of the pack on 3 laps complete. Again, keeping that time pretty consistent between the group of them. Fresh, as you mentioned, running that 6:17 for his last lap. The rest of the field behind him ranging mostly from 6:20 to 6:30. So definitely keeping pace. And again, really with this track, a single misstep can eat up all of that distance real quick. We did also have a great question in the chat from Typhoon again, who asked if they had enough fuel to fly the 2 hours straight or if they would need to refuel at some point. Now, normally they would actually need to refuel, but thanks to yet another fun Star Citizen bug, right now, hydrogen fuel is actually infinite. Don't tell anybody. I'm saving millions on fuel bills.
Yeah, anytime you pay for hydrogen fuel, you're actually being scammed by the game. The fastest way to test it is with the grav bikes. They run out of fuel immediately after 20 minutes of driving around, or just a really small snub, and you'll see it immediately as well.
Yep, and we see Playing Fox there just overtaking Herbie. Herbie taking his characteristic sort of slow but steady approach, trying to minimize crashes and just maximize time on the track, which has served him well. As we mentioned, his 3-time Crux Cup Heavy Division champion. Definitely a racer to be watched.
Was that Herbie getting passed by Playing Fox, or was that Herbie catching up to Playing Fox? Because I see they're both on lap 3. Oh no, Herbie's on lap 2. Never mind.
There we go, here's Herbie. So that was Playing Fox passing Herbie there. Coming up to the finish line of New Babbage Ghost.
And a notification from our race director, Rentier Riche, has crashed. Unfortunate. Hopefully he was in a good spot and he can get back to the track quickly.
Yeah. Just to remind anyone that's tuning in, also thank you for the raids. We really appreciate it. We have a 50% rejoin marker, so as you can see, they're doing a very big track around New Babbage. It is the whole city that they have to fly around, so we do have a 50% rejoin point. If they get into the last half of the track, they can rejoin there and place more laps. Absolutely monstrous racetrack. I am definitely not the person to blame for these creations.
Yeah, no one would blame you for your racetrack being 143 kilometers and 76 checkpoints of utterly technical madness. It's really fun to fly, but we have to acknowledge the fact that this is absolutely a fearsome track. It is made to test the mettle of these pilots who are competing at the highest level that this game has to offer. And there we go through F-Lock. Absolutely majestic. Ooh, almost blacking out.
Hey, and they're Playing Fox. Absolutely brutal G-forces at play here. We've included the most technical sections we can of Microtech to really show off what these racers can do and their mastery of the flight model.
A controversial opinion here. I hope they bring in G stamina. So like if you keep on going from negative to positive G's, your G tolerance will lower. I hope that becomes a thing, because that's a thing in real life. You don't ever want to do negative G's and then do positive G's right after that, because then you'll just black out so much faster.
And that would have a really strong impact on the way we race a lot of these tracks, because right now, we are very much focused on shifting the G's back and forth as fast as we can. You see that every time Fox is starting to gray out here, he'll roll a little bit to the side so that he can, instead of experiencing vertical G's, be experiencing lateral G's, using that to take the edge off, which the game will reward you quite nicely for. So the solution through most of the tight turns on this track is to roll either midway through them or immediately after completing them, so that you can have clean vision again, not be blacking out, not be risking trailing off into the distance and smashing into a building. None of which I've done before. I'm an absolutely flawless pilot. Never once in my life have I blacked out and splashed into the side of a building on this track. Specifically that one right there that we're looking at.
Yeah, totally. I've never blacked out doing F-Lock. I've never blacked out even just straight off of the start rave again turn. Never have I done that.
A lot. I've seen it.
Echo here, watching all the races, ready to rat us out.
And look, that's part of racing. Crashing is very normal. The difference between the average pilot and a racer is we get back in the cockpit and we try again. And that is how we master this flight model, by just constant practice and dedication and resilience to crashing. We just regen and keep going.
And now that the regen crisis is coming to a conclusion, we don't have to worry about not respawning again, right? That's how that works.
Well, it comes with a cost now. So 100k for a mid gel, and I think it's 50 mid gel to respawn. So I'm interested to see how that plays out in the future. And as Death of a Spaceman comes online, we're gonna need a lot more safety features in our racing ships. Maybe racing shields will actually play a stronger part in keeping the racer alive, even if they do crash in a very deadly way. Yeah, I hope we see something like that. Some sort of blunt shield generator that can help survive a deadly impact with terrain. Or train lines, because we do want to become famous racers. We do want to build characters that have a persistent universe reputation. And we want them to survive at least, a decent career, maybe a year's worth of career, before we have to retire them and come up with a new character to pass the reputation on. Yeah, I think that would be neat.
And we're seeing there on the OLED cam file just very quickly cutting inside that corner around Omega Aerosports HQ to sneak in front of Herbie here as he tries to work his way up the ranks. Now chasing in on Rentier, going for a pass there as well.
We're gonna get really close in the next couple of turns.
We'll switch to Rentier's cam. Here we go as the pass happens.
Entering
using
the
precision
maze.
cam.
Yeah, and using the precision aiming mode, definitely a good way to keep your view clean. Ooh, close pass there from File, but he's through.
There we go.
I actually find sometimes, depending on the ship, precision aiming mode actually gives you a couple more frames. I think it might be just because it unloads the MFDs.
The MFD lag is real. 100%.
Yeah. So maybe that's the reason why they're always in precision mode. I know that I use precision mode mainly to space out everybody's party markers. If there's a lot of party markers in front of me, hopefully sometimes that helps.
And we are just over a quarter of the way through our race time here now, and with the winds having relented, according to our race director, we see Fresh putting the hammer down and laying out a 6:10. Absolutely a blistering time on race day. Remembering that his time under absolutely perfect conditions in a time trial was 6 minutes and I believe 1 second. So he is closing on that time rapidly. And we'll see what he can do with a full lap of clean air, assuming that the hurricane force winds hold off that long.
Oh yeah, so there's no wind right now. It is completely clear skies, so that's why we're seeing these time trial paces. Unfortunately, there was a lot of wind for the US-Australia qualifying race, which definitely hampered times. I think the best we saw was a 6:17, maybe a 6:20. But here, this is what perfect conditions gives us. Really, really blistering speed pace.
Yeah, and you can see that absolutely smooth flying style from Fresh there as he navigates the track. He is well on his way. He needs to clinch 20 laps in the bag during today's race in order to guarantee that he's got pole position going into the race next week. Otherwise, two of our racers from the US qualifiers finished with 19 laps on the board, so from there it would be down to time.
Yeah, and I'm looking at everybody's qualifying. I think we only have 15 racers split in between these two qualifying races. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So that means that they're all going to qualify for the main race next week. And
well, no, they do need to make race distance today.
Yes.
So they'll need to complete half of the expected race distance for the track, which I believe is it 9 or 10 laps today, Echo? Which way are we rounding?
9 laps. So once you hit 9 laps, you are into the main race and also become one of the godly 15 today. So keep it up, racers. Only a few more laps to go and you will be qualified. and part of a very cool racing club.
Oh no, and there goes Rentier again. That is unfortunate.
Look at this. Just absolutely smooth, nice slow turns to not affect your aero profile that much, not creating too much drag, just weaving through it really nice and slow, and it looks slow, but it's fast.
That's right, we're trying to reduce drag as much as possible, keeping that ship nose and TVI together as often as we can.
Yeah, and seeing Fresh's viewpoint does bring me to another odd wish list item. If Mav is wishing for reducing the ability to swing the G's back and forth repeatedly for an hour straight, I don't know how I feel about the windshield down racing. It's absolutely a useful tactic in the races we have today because of the way that the game renders the snow effects and rain effects on the HUD. But it feels just a little silly to be whipping around the track at Mach 1 with the top down.
Yeah, I agree. It feels
I do
silly.
agree.
It's I also feel silly that it's silly that water droplets will stick to your windscreen at Mach 1 too.
Yeah, it
So
is. It is. It's an unfortunate reality that CIG has given us windshields where no one has ever heard of Teflon or hydrophobic coatings, or even wax at a certain point would be more than enough.
well, I I've flown airplanes. It actually doesn't take that much speed to get rid of raindrops on your car. Like you probably can start seeing the water beat off your windshield on your car at about probably 120 kilometers an hour. I don't know what that'd be in America units, but
In
I'm with you there, and I
speeds
think we'll
freedomed.
speeds free. Well, I think we'll very likely get there. Yeah, it'll just be some feedback that we give, and yeah, we do want clear visors, and maybe for there to be like when we do get clear racing windscreens, if we maybe also introduce a penalty for having the canopy down, then it's like cool, we've cleaned up the VFX, but also made it more optimal to have the windshield up.
we have a
And
race director doing the calculations.
there you go. Fed coming in with the calculator. And yeah, Kelsart and Nafty has nailed it there. I've driven a convertible. I have never driven my convertible at Mach 1, Mach 1.5, as we are routinely getting up to on this track. Microtech atmosphere is actually thicker than Earth atmosphere down at the ground level. So when you see these guys going 350, 400 meters a second right off the ground, it is absolutely faster than the speed of sound.
Looks
Just
like
for
there was a
reference,
lap where Dude 3D and File were really close together, like by 9 seconds. Oh yeah, then it seems to be the case from Ever's point of view. Very interesting.
and just for reference, 300 meters a second is roughly 1,080 kilometers per hour. So like these guys are absolutely flying past these buildings. Like
Vaporize the rain.
well, not even talking about rain. Just like when you're racing, you don't notice it much, but you're just absolutely flying past these obstacles and stuff, and just to have the subtle control to not hit something right after you take G's like whose perspective are we watching now? This is
Playing Fox here.
Playing Fox. Like watch coming into G-Lock. He's going 400 meters a second, going above the speed of sound, up above, and like being able to control your ship and not hit the next building or splat into the ground. It's just it's so much fun, and it really gives you a sense of pride when you actually realize you're going so much faster than you
And just to
actually think you
explain it
are.
a little bit more for our viewers, the faster you go, the better your aerodynamics work. So racers want to be going as fast as possible, and they'll utilize their boost to get the higher top speed, so that they can get a better use of the corner when they come in. Just like the loop or doing a weave like this, they want a very high top speed, so the Razor responds to them very well aerodynamically.
A ship that doesn't care about how fast you're going, no matter, and just doesn't really perform that well, no matter how fast you're going, is 350R, unfortunately.
Here we go.
I had to bring it
I was
up.
wondering how long it would take us to get there.
I had to bring it up. We're past the halfway point, okay?
Alright, it's time for the 350R discussion. Should we get it out of the way? Tell us about the 350R.
The 350R is bad. You can't open the canopy, so the rain gets stuck on it no matter what. It's a fun ship to fly. You really have to just like throw the butt end of it out to do most of these turns, which actually makes a lot of tracks really fun if everybody else is racing the 350R. But if somebody else is racing any of the other racing ships, you are so far behind.
You're toast. Yep. Now, I will point out a race where the 350R did really well. We forced a 4-chassis rule on the Crux Cup 24-hour this year, and that was a really good decision, because what ended up happening is racers looked at the top ships that they wanted to pick, and the 350R was very commonly among that, because it was the fastest ship in the game. Now, with that speed, it also had 27 SCU of compressed hydrogen, which, if hydrogen did matter, would mean it would actually last out in the field a lot longer than the other racing ships. Whereas the Razor and M50 only have like 3 SCU of compressed hydrogen, or the Fury LX, which has 2.7. The subships have very little hydrogen. So yeah, I really think the 350R will excel at long endurance racing, particularly when we can increase the stint length and we sort of see how hydrogen balancing goes in the future. I think there is a place for it, and it is going to be endurance racing.
Yeah, especially since you can take a shower in it after your in 24-hour race, and just have the bet. You can, like, even before your interviews, you take your shower, take a little nap, and then you go to the podium. Versus all the other ships, you have to go in your blood, sweat, and tears straight to the podium.
See, now this raises the question of, if you're going to aspire to this luxurious racing standard, why did Origin remove the wet bar? Because if you're in your 300, you can make yourself a cup of coffee. You could, probably pull a beer out of the fridge and drink that on the finish line. But in the 350, nothing.
Yeah, I don't. Like they'll take out the wet bar, but they won't take out the shower. Like it doesn't quite make sense. Like, oh, it's a racing ship, but we'll keep the shower and all the water in there.
Well, I mean, I guess granted, if you're hot bunking with a co-pilot, do you want to have cold crews during the race, or do you want him to have a shower in between stints? I mean, it's a fair trade-off.
I don't know. I like the 350. I don't expect them to be touching it for a while, because they have a lot of things, especially with the new flight model that they're supposedly is in Evo, doing like stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see with all that stuff, whatever happens.
And how many racing ships can say they have 6 SCU? Like, just casually able to carry? Like, it's awesome for little small delivery races, we included it as part of the delivery challenge. So it was something that you could pick there for the amateurs that are doing New Babbage Ghosts on their amateur side of the competition. Yeah, and I think you were gonna race it, but you ran out of time, Mav. But I'd love
Yeah,
to see you race it in the delivery challenge.
I was going to do the delivery challenge. I just ended up by not having enough time with real life events to actually perform the challenge and learn the track fully. I learned the track, I just didn't end up by getting enough time to do the challenge.
And we have just had Fresh for our race position update. Fresh has just crossed over, completing his 7th lap in 6 minutes 17 seconds. So not quite matching that 6:10 pace from the previous lap, but still absolutely gaining ground on the rest of the field. And we are now 15 minutes away from Star Set, which is going to add a whole new level of difficulty to this track.
Where was the hardest part for you, Tint, during your earlier race with Star Set? Was it like just at the setting? Was it at a specific corner? That was really dark, or?
I think there's two sections. There's a couple of corners where the sun is just kind of directly in your face when it's on either horizon. But the section that our camera feed here is actually coming up to, where you're flying very low to the ground over the trees, gets infinitely more nerve-wracking in the dark because you're having to ping to pick out those snow-covered trees against the background at all. It's already, as you can see here, very low contrast with the sunlight coming in at an angle. Yep, and just grazing any one of those with a wing, that's all she wrote for that Razor, because at these speeds, you're not surviving hitting just about anything.
Yep, the trees are... They'll blow you up instantly. We can't knock them over yet with the force and mass of our ships. So it's basically a minefield, a bit of an obstacle course when you fly through those. Over them is better if you can.
Alrighty, and at this point now, 5 of our racers have completed 7 laps. So as you can see on the board there, we have Fresh followed by Playing Fox. That's a gap of about 40 seconds between the two of them. And then Dude 3D and File, with Calf rounding out our 7-lap finishers. Looks like Jacadin's been having some issues. I'm not sure if we missed a crash there, but he's a little bit behind pace today, which his lap times don't quite reflect.
Would you, Tint, like to have a look at our position change chart to also study and explain to the viewers what they're looking at as well?
Absolutely, I love this chart. It's my favorite.
Here you go.
There we go. So you can see how the positions have moved across the race. Fresh has held strong with his lead, but you can see a sharp swing up from that 7th place position off the grid by Playing Fox, who managed to duck all of the crashes and put down an absolutely blistering time. Again, Fox's fastest lap today has been a 6:19, so absolutely crushing the pace. He and Fresh are the only ones who are clearing a 6:20 so far. I know a lot of these racers can do it, but under these conditions, it can be really tough to make it happen. So, Dude 3D obviously lost a little ground to Playing Fox catching up and taking over the field, but has been flying steady and holding his position. Small gain there from File in our big crossover during the 2nd lap.
Looking at Playing Fox, speaking of Playing Fox, and looking at his time for the time trial portion of this, the New Babbage Ghost Grand Prix here, he put down a 6 minutes 34 seconds. His fastest lap is 6 minutes and 19 seconds.
And see, knowing what I know about Fox, what that tells me is that he forgot he needed to submit a time trial run or practice for this event until the week it was due. and very
You're
quickly
completely
rushed
right.
to put a run in. There it is.
Yep. And then
And so
he
then,
said to me, he'll do it live.
yep, and then he sat there and he did his practice runs and he got his grinding in the week after submitting his qualifying run for this race. And we're now seeing the fruits of that practice on full display here today. Oh, and a crushing crash for Herbie. You hate to see it.
Now I will switch to the Sanguisluna pit crew team. Let's show one of our racing teams and how they're supporting Herbie, our races today. So here, they've got a spare Polaris with a whole bunch of razors ready to go. Absolutely incredible to see people that aren't necessarily into racing coming out here, bringing out the capital ships, loading them with spare racing ships for our racers to get back into the field as quickly as possible. Amazing. I just love the cooperation in this community.
Yeah, it just shows there's so much more to racing than just actually racing. So if you're not into like flying fast at high speeds at low altitudes around objects, like being a logistical pilot that can help with bringing razors onto a capital ship and just helping your team that way really helps out and a part of racing too, and especially with the cargo Olympics coming up too. It's good chance to show that your org or your group of friends is like the best at loading and unloading in a small amount of time.
I agree, and you're allowed to back those race teams up in Cargo Olympics with your org mates, so they can sign up and support your racing team on the day and take them through as they try and race cargo across the West. Really looking forward to that one as well.
Yeah, and absolutely. And speaking from my own experience with the Frontier Race team, we had Lampus and Nafty out a couple of weeks ago supporting me during the Super Dragon Tofu Run race that we had, loading up an Idris with extra razors for me so that I could launch straight out the front every time I crashed. Absolutely a huge time saver and a massive benefit to your times overall. As we mentioned, it's about a minute and a half difference between launching from Port Tressler here versus launching from a ship in low orbit. So absolutely times to be gained there. And we also we very frequently rely on our org for all kinds of things, be that fundraising for ships, be that our science and exploration teams for finding us answers to fiddly technical questions, finding new routes through areas, mapping things out before a race. And it's also just, there's nothing to undersell about the camaraderie of having people out there with you on the track, rooting for you, helping you out, just keeping your spirits up while you're grinding to get these times as fast as you can and get your practice time in so that you're able to kind of fly without thinking on race day and fight through the nerves.
Yeah, thank you to our viewers also cheering on the races and also the races. I've got Jelly in chat talking about how Sanguis have been incredible, saving their races from many mistakes. Yeah, we appreciate and love everyone, all the good citizens of Star Citizen. Sunset, no sign of the weather picking up. Wind is still pretty dead, which is a little bit of a contrast to the USA race that we had. There's just nothing, like no fog, there's no snow particles near the ground. Wow, they're having a very lucky racing.
I don't know whether to be glad for them or whether to wish the worst for them. Because I want them to suffer just a little bit with what we had to fight through earlier.
Yeah.
And you never know, the race isn't done yet.
Yeah, that's right. They've got an hour at night, so they'll suffer at least a little bit that way.
Well, and if we get up to those full hurricane force winds in the pitch black, that is going to be the absolute worst case for these guys, and we will see the times take a hit as a result, to be sure. And speaking of times, we've just had Jacket and Cross for his 8th lap, which means most of our field is now on lap number 9. And the total spread from 1st to 6th place right now is still only 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So this is still very much a race that could go any way with a single surprise crash. Because as we mentioned, those crashes can, take 1.5 to 3 minutes to recover from. And depending on how far you were into a track section when you crashed, you can add on another up to 3.5 minutes for that.
Everyone's been so consistent, but the not having any wind turbulence is definitely helping them.
Yeah, these racers are absolutely flying super clean, super consistent, and I'm glad to see that they're all flying safe. We had some really tight overtakes and passes, but it does look like everybody's giving each other a safe distance and is making sure that they have the space and the speed to pass before they go for anything too insane.
It looks like chat is about to try to do a storm summoning ritual. In between Ricky and Hefty.
Look, if you want Storm Ricky, you have to go to Pyro and you'll have to get the egg and then bring it all the way out here and put it on Microtech's cooling tower.
Whose camera is this we have right now? Who's trailing
This
Herbie
is Playing
here?
Fox right next to Heavy. We're having a battle right here.
And
Are they all
there's
the same lap? Here we go, it's Heavy.
No, Playing Fox is a bit ahead.
I see. But Heavy, getting out of the way there and allowing Playing Fox to safely pass. We love to see that sportsmanship.
Absolutely. And these passes, just to be clear, are absolutely as dangerous for the person being passed as they are for the person doing the passing. Any bump at these speeds is almost certain to be fatal. And even when it's not, the damage that gets done to these ships, as we discovered earlier today, will definitely deactivate the speed bug that these players are relying on to achieve these speeds. So if you're not familiar with...
That's right, you encountered that, didn't you?
I
Was
did.
it a piece of the wing that fell off that did it?
Well, so from my perspective, nothing fell off. We were having a little bit of server desync there, but my guess is that I lost one of the nose fins when Neojet and I had a little desync boop. Neither of us blew up, which was great, but my ship's speed immediately went to hell. But
That's
yeah, if you're not familiar with
the
the speed bug in this iteration of the game, because CIG is laying out the groundwork for future flight models, we currently have a situation where if you set your ship's engine power at a high altitude or out in space, it readjusts the drag values for the ship, and they don't get checked again as long as you don't change anything that would affect them once you're down in atmosphere. So our racers are up in orbit, setting their engine power to full, and then flying the ships down directly so that they can fly at the absolute top speed with minimum drag. And this is actually something we've encouraged them to do because the higher speeds are letting them race more safely. As we've mentioned, the faster the ship is going, the more wind you're getting over the wings, the better the lift and turning profile of the ship is. So we have encouraged all of them to take full advantage of this bug.
And he doesn't like going fast. My goodness, it's so good. I really kind of hope this is the new speed that we get when we do get the unrestricted top speeds. It kind of feels like it. Yeah, I'm really keen to see the flight model updates.
And I mean, that's a question I'm going to ask. Nope. I know Mav's answer, but Echo, what ship are you most hoping to see some radical improvements under the next flight model?
So for me, I mean, it's been locked in SCM for a long time. I really hope that when Master Modes is, or Nav Mode is killed, I should say, and the Furio X can be unlocked and be unrestricted, that it comes back into its own and finds a place in racing. And I really love the GN thruster designs, the gimbal all balanced in all directions, and I really hope it can become an awesome space racer in the game. I think it's got a place to just feel incredibly balanced in space. It doesn't have to be the best atmospheric racer, but I'd love to see some more space racing tracks and the Fury OX make a comeback.
Absolutely, would be fantastic to see. So, I mean, Mav, how are you hoping the 350 changes? Do you just want it to be faster in a straight line, or are you hoping for more maneuvering? Or
I'm hoping that the 350 changes in a way that it, to the point where kind of like the Peregrine flies right now, because the Peregrine's pretty fast right now in this patch. It's also really maneuverable. What I would like to see with 350R is that it's fast in a straight line. Might not have the turning that capabilities that all the other racing ships are, but I'd like it to at least be able to actually maintain a... Oh, there we go. We got another
Ooh.
crash.
Flying Fox crash.
Unfortunate from Flame Fox, and that looks to be right before the halfway point.
Yep,
So
we'll
they
have
might
to see
have...
It's
if
hard to
Race
say if they'll
Direction is
give it
going to
to
give
him.
it to him.
Noise. It's up to Noise. It's on that grey line of like, should we give it to them or not? Noise will give us a ruling, and I'm sure Noise is listening in. He will probably give us an update live as well.
But yes, speaking of the dangers of flying in the dark, that is absolutely one of them. That's one of those little terrain features that can really easily sneak up on you when there's no contrast to pick it out against the background.
Yeah, with the back to the 350R, I wish it basically I just want it to be able to turn at the high speed, kind of like take advantage of the big lift profile that the wings of it will get. But other than that, like I see that Nafty would like to see all the hard points go on the racing ships. I don't know. I think I'd like to see the 350R only have one instead of three. I'd like to see because with Crux Cup and Hansia we do combat racing too. So if we lose all those hard points, you can't really do much for combat racing other than just racing actual fighters. But who knows? That could mix up the pool.
Do you want to see it lose the hard points, or do you want to see it get droppable fuel tanks?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That'd be cool. Just having the losing the nose hard point and having droppable tanks on the wing hard points instead. That'd be cool. And that would work for the all the racing ships pretty much too, because they have most of their hard points are on the sides.
Yeah, it's interesting where we have a flight model where weight does matter. This is why our racers remove the shields, the guns, even in the current patch, the coolers from their ship to scrape every last little bit of weight out of them. So giving us a meaningful reason to add weight would be an absolute game changer in terms of how we think about our ships.
Just an update. Noise reports Flying Fox will be given the 50% rejoin, which I think is very fair. That's very nice of you, Noise. And yeah, they were right there. Just like one more 10. So they were basically at the last checkpoint of the 50% rejoin anyway. Also, yeah, on ship customization, this is something CRG has done. So when they have removed hard points from racing ships, let's take the Fury OX for example. They wrote that they added extra winglets, and those winglets came with extra maneuvering thrusters. So and we've also got bomb racks as well. So I would love to see a fuel rack added to the game, where you could choose to add a little bit of weight but go further. And when we do endurance racing for 24 hours, there is a place for that. Not just exploration gameplay, but racing will make good use of that too. We'll throw a bit of weight on if it means we can go for longer.
We can go extra fuel. Sorry, go ahead.
In the chat, completely right. we need more red and orange paints, specifically orange paints. And like, if anybody from CIG is listening, I'm going to take this moment to stand on my soapbox and tell you that I love that you've put orange accents on a lot of paints recently, but the 350R is still the only racing ship that I can paint orange, and that makes me sad. I want more orange spaceships.
More bright orange would be good. I do like the Halloween ones that we got, but I'd love to see just more straight orange, bright orange. And of course red, I love red. But we've gotten red recently on the Razor. Most of them are rocking that paint today, which is lovely to see. Red definitely does go faster, so does orange too. Orange is blazing fast, fire fast.
Yep, and just to update everybody on how the race is progressing, we are now just over an hour into our race time. There are 55 minutes remaining before we're looking at the end of the race. And as of right now, we've got Fresh on 10 laps, being followed up by Playing Fox, Do 3D File, and Senior Calf, all on 9 laps. Jacketed on 9 laps as well.
You know,
and with that crash, it looks like Dude 3D has just overtaken Playing Fox. So this is kind of what we've been talking about today, where these crashes are massively detrimental. When the difference between two racers is 10-20 seconds, you can lose 10 laps of progress in a single crash. So Fox is definitely going to be pushing as hard as he can, trying to make that distance up once he's back on the course.
And going to Jelly's comment of bare metal paint, so we save weight and have no paint. You know, we need bare metal and a racing flame to add 5 horsepower. You know, the flame sticker coming off the side of the cars always add 5 horsepower. So
I'd see this is where I think I kind of fall back on my origins in space racing and space gaming in Elite. I really want not so much to start with a ship that is bare metal, but I want to finish an endurance race with a ship that is halfway to bare metal.
I kept my I had a mole that was I with the paint degradation. I've had a mole that has been pretty close to actually being pretty much all rusted out. One patch after using it and didn't die or claim it because I wanted to see how far I could go with the paint being worn down by the I think that's Maelstrom or like the first iteration of Maelstrom with the paint wearing off.
It's just a wear and tear system. It is lovely to see,
Yeah.
and I know that it's also gonna be important for us when we get orc paints and orc themes. That we will want to keep those bright and shiny too. So much to the work of our poor pit crew, they'll have repair responsibilities added as well. But yeah, we should definitely capture some of the wear and tear that happens in endurance races. But also, I want to see like our pit crew get some extra things to do, like touching up the paint just before a racer gets into it. If they have to do like the chassis swaps that we do, we land one, then the pit crew takes it and they work on it and then put it back out into circulation. Yeah, I think it'll be cool. The wear and tear is awesome in this game. It's beautiful. Speaking of CitizenCon, what are you guys hoping to see?
Ooh,
wanna
that's
see their
a
progress.
dangerous question.
I want to see the what they decided on for the reconcepting of the internals of the Kraken.
Oh,
I
a
don't
Kraken
think that's
concept?
going to be
Alright.
there. I don't
That'd
think
be
that
cool.
will be there. I think they're going to keep that pretty close to their chest until they're about to actually release it. But just what they reconcepted it would be nice to see for me.
We might get that around IE actually when they do the look at the ships. Although in Citizen Cons they usually do like the silhouette thing. Maybe the Kraken will actually be in that silhouette slideshow of like,
Oh.
these are the ships we hope to release next year. That'd be cool.
Speaking of
Hopefully
that,
it's there.
I hope they reveal the one Drake-looking ship that naturally tell us what it is, because I think that's the one ship that
Yeah, show us the
nobody really
jalopy.
knows. Yeah, nobody knows too much. Like, what the heck is that ship?
Yeah, what was that V-wing, that big, tall, thin thing that looked like a command module with Corsair wings above and below? Yeah, looks very interesting.
Drake Flappy Bird.
I think I'm with Ricky. I really, really want to see the Ranger. I don't think we will, but I will always hold out hope anytime they do a big event that we're going to see some space motorcycles.
I agree. And I feel like ground vehicles are on my to-do list, and when they hit ground vehicles with priority, we're gonna see a sudden surge of them. I really hope to see the Ranger being at the forefront of those coming out as well. I really want our motorbike so we can do an Ignition Expo with the Ranger RC, and then later, a Mountains of Mayhem with the TR. Oh my god, we can just make it the biker class that year, just to be like, cool, it's just wheels. There's no point in having grappling because it's really fast. Just come and enjoy some silly wheel combat racing together.
Yep, and I do hope that one day we see a return of the Cyclone RC boost in the same vein. We now have a whole sort of generation of racers who have never experienced 200-mile-an-hour rocket jumping across the surface of Daymar, and that to me is a shame.
Oh, we might get
That was
another
really fun when
swap
it
of
was a thing.
position here with
Oh,
Dude
yes.
with Dude 3D.
Crash
here.
from Dude 3D. We saw Playing Fox lose 2 places, but has stabilized it to just 2 places, it looks like, after his crash. But with Dude 3D crashing now, that leaves room for, depending on how long it takes him to get back, anywhere from 3 to 2 to 3 places really are up for grabs there, shifting up a spot with the gaps between them.
Amazing. D3D, I want to talk a little bit about. I actually kind of met them a little bit more. They've been racing the Crux Cup for a long time. They came when the Arena Commander goes for around. They started racing Crux Cup when I started race officiating in 2017. So they know me from all the way back then, running the first couple of Crux Cups, and they took a break for a while, and then they returned in 2023 and decided to try PE racing, and here they are showing their mastery of flight. They just like to race solo. You know, they get team offers every so often from different organizations and that, but he's just like, you know, I'm just out here to have fun and show what I can do, and I really love going fast. He's an absolute racer spirit, that boy. So it was really nice to meet you and get to know you a bit more, Dude 3D. We love to see you racing and keep up your currently second. Hold that if you can for another 47 minutes. You got this.
Meanwhile, we are definitely seeing an expansion of Fresh's lead with those 2 crashes. Fresh having clocked in his 11th lap a couple minutes ago now, and no one has managed to join him yet on lap number 12.
Yes, Fresh coming up on the Omega Aerosports HQ section of the track. This one, definitely one of the ones we go closest to the ground. You got something?
File looks like it. We got a file crash too.
Oh, yep.
That's gonna give Herbie some time to catch up. Hopefully File can get back out there, supported by Expanse Union today.
Yeah, just about 2 minutes between them. Nope, I can't read time. That's quite a bit more than 2 minutes. So Herbie may not be able to close the gap, but he can certainly gain a lot of ground.
Definitely possible.
Hopefully
We
our
got
Swift
Ryan
respawn
T.
for File. We'd love to see you out here on the track as quickly as possible.
We see Neojet in the chat there cheering for Calf. Everybody in the chat definitely should cheer for their favorite racer. If you don't have a favorite, just pick one. It's okay.
Okay, Senior Calf, he's right here
should
in
be a
front.
fan of somebody.
Yeah. Oh, actually, is it Plain Fox? They're 3 seconds behind Senior Calf right now, and we are actually seeing a battle for position unfold here. Am I not mistaken on that?
I think
That looks to be correct. Yep. Playing Fox looking for the overtake on Calf. About 10 seconds of difference in their fastest laps, but with the storm settling in here, with we're seeing the snow effects rolling and nighttime having fallen, I'm not sure how much of that difference will be erased.
watching, seeing them do their different boost timings. Playing
And
Fox
Fox,
slightly coming up.
Fox definitely pushing his luck a little bit with these corners, letting the tail swing out dangerously wide, trying to gain a little bit of a time advantage here, and it is working. He's gaining ground, but
I think
a little bit of
Senior
a
might have
pucker
just
factor. Ooh.
taking that turn a
No,
little
he's
bit
still
wider
there.
than Fox.
Senior Calf is not giving
Ooh,
up this
okay.
position easily.
Big desync bubble.
They're still 200 meters from each other. This is crazy.
Neck and neck, and Calf taking the high line, which is definitely advantageous from a speed perspective. The atmosphere at Microtech being fairly short from top to bottom means that the higher you go, very quickly you find the faster you go as the air thins out pretty quickly. There's about a 15% difference in thickness from the ground to the top of this track in terms of height. And that translates to 50 to 100 meters a second of additional speed in actual sort of race terms.
Oh, and Dude 3D's joining the joining the race here.
Looks like rejoined at the halfway point, and now it is back to a tight pack.
Oh, it looks like Senior Calf might have gotten slightly lost there, but came back.
Flying Fox has taken the pass there, and is now trailing Dude 3D. But they're still close together. As you can see, Senior Calf still has boost.
Is that a second crash for File, or are we hearing about a new the old one again?
Oh,
Yeah,
give us
that
an
seems
update,
a little
guys.
bit. That File down again, FT says.
Ooh, that is tough,
Oh,
and
that
especially when
sucks.
you're flying back in from space, it can be difficult to rejoin tightly with the track. There we go. Fed confirming new crash. That is rough.
Yeah,
So that
especially at
again,
night. Sorry.
that again gives Herbie a little bit of room to gain ground, push up, maybe try and get a lap on File, and at least force File to try and overtake him again, giving him a little bit more security in his position.
Yeah, it looks like sometimes, like especially when I don't know if this is the case, but especially when rejoining coming down from orbit, the ground might sneak up on you a little bit faster depending on the angle you're coming in to rejoin the track. Could definitely pancake into the ground by accident if you take too sharp of an angle down.
And it looks like we're seeing a pretty strong difference in racing lines and boosting strategies from Calf and Dude, who have traded positions again. And we can see Dude now back to putting the pressure on Calf as they come into the Jez Jig. So we'll see if they have different approaches here to this section, and if so, if that leads to a strong gain here. I suspect this may be a place where Dude can pick up a lot of time. Oh, no, looks like it may be just the opposite. So Calf may be able to increase his lead through the Jez Jig.
Different timing of boosts and different conservation and regen methods just kind of give you distance, kind of throws you off a little bit.
And,
I know
and also
there's one.
just risk tolerance as you're coming through some of these really tight, weavy sections. How much you're willing to gamble on a crash to gain some ground can really make a huge difference in how quickly you can move through.
And there's Fire. Looks like File's back on the track, rejoining at 50% there. Hang in there, File!
And there are just 40 minutes of racing remaining. Our leader currently on 12 laps. Looks like a little over halfway through lap number 13. And the rest of the field struggling to keep up, but absolutely crushing it with consistency.
Yeah, I haven't seen a season crash from Brontier in a while, so I think they're doing really good. Probably going to actually get the distance done that they need to at this pace. Just taking it
Go
nice
Rent
and nice and slow. Like I believe their last lap time, it looks like it was 17 minutes. That must have been they must have crashed probably,
crash,
and we
yeah.
missed it. But either way, like it's definitely, consistency. Just at this point, just consistent and safe.
Play it safe, particularly at night. This is the most dangerous condition. And that, and when weather gets added with wind turbulence, just play it safe races. Nighttime is dangerous.
Ooh, playing it a little loose there with the track boundary, but getting it under control.
Hang in there, Heavy.
For most of these turns, our racers are limited to the height of the building that they're flying next to, or in the case of these buildings with landing pads, typically they're restricted to the height of the landing pad as they go around the corners.
Oh no, just I'm sorry, Randy. I didn't mean to talk about you and make you crash.
Commentator Cass!
No,
it's all our fault. We're so sorry.
I forgot about the curse. I think we need to talk about Fresh a little bit more, maybe. And
yeah, let's switch to the Fresh cam. How's Fresh?
yeah, how's Fresh doing?
Yeah, he's coming up on his teammate Jacqueline.
And we see the absolutely bonkers gamma settings that the racers enable for contrast when they're flying at night here. This just kind of surreal look at the world, just to eke out a little bit of visibility in the absence of a true night vision system.
So for anyone wondering, this is what the game looks like normally at night. But we're also allowed to use Reshade, which interacts with the post-processing and the pixels of the game. And you can enhance the brightness of those pixels to give you this sort of low light effect. Reshade is okay to use. I just saw Fresh fly over a whole bunch of razor corpses and ghosted. That is a very interesting sight. But there you go. So that's what this night vision effect is. Reshade if you're interested in looking it up.
It's
We
free.
just saw Fresh there completing lap number 13. Definitely on pace for 19, but we'll have to see if he can find the little bit of extra pace to clinch up that 20th lap that he needs to 100% guarantee his pole position for race day. And Dude and Calf still battling. Fantastic to see close racing. I feel like this is where they started battling a full lap ago, and they're still neck and neck.
Dade might be just using Senior Calf as a sort of a pace vehicle. We saw this about in the 24-hour race that we ran, where someone would put another faster racer in front of them, and they would just follow them around and study their race strategy as well. And actually ended up improving their lap times. I saw it with the Black Star Racing team. I believe Dolgoy was chasing Fish for a while and just sort of copying his line, copying his base strategy, and just sort of learning from him in the field, which is really cool to see. So dude might be studying Senior Calf here a bit.
And Ricky from the Sire Pit Crew in the chat here reporting that Calf does not have city lights visible right now due to a bug, and that he has no reshade
no.
active, so he is flying in the very dark. Oh,
Very
and
dark,
Wow.
probably
There's
pinging every
Duel
second to.
with an overtake, but will it stick? Oh, nope.
Who has got the most boost? This is it. They mention here on this corner. Dude in front. But dude has the boost, at least for now.
Dude in front, but I don't know how much boost he's holding after that pass series there. And we saw Calf gain on him pretty substantially in the Majestic here, so I think Calf may be saving for this next section so that he can boost out of the Jez Jig and get absolute top speed swinging up to Crisscross.
And you say that, and here it is. It's Senior Calf speeding up there, but I think that cost them a little bit of time. So they came a little bit fast into that hairpin and had to bleed a lot of speed on that hairpin.
And I honestly suspect hit the brakes to avoid a collision. That looked like it was getting real tight there.
That looked like it was dangerous, yeah.
And Fox and Mood, the track was named by our very own EchoBit, who designed this track. All of the sections, I think, were her idea.
Hello. But I also had help. I recruited what I call the group Anthenzia Prototype Team, which is made up of a lot of the pro racers of the game, including Tint, and Sanguis Luna and Black Star Racing and XGR. And they all just contributed what they could. We took the Aspire Grand Loop, which is from the New Beverage City Tour, XGR. Speedweird was like, yep, that would be awesome to include that in your track. We just decided to do it the other way. So they're kind of like sister tracks, at least they have sections which are reminiscent of other tracks. And then we also had Jacqueline from Sanguis Luna, who contributed a lot. He designed the crisscross section, and the Stellar Split, the section around the green apartment buildings as well. That was all his idea. So it is a real collaboration when we get together and we're like, we want to build like a cool racetrack that we would all enjoy and compete on for racing prizes and glory. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about racing and the Star Citizen community is it's such a social and cooperative experience, and we all make it better together. So it's thanks to you guys.
Oh, and a ship destroyed for Jacqueline. I would love to get a little more detail as to how that happened, but it's a little light on the ground.
I was gonna say, I think I missed where he passed Dude 3D, but I guess this is Dude 3D's time to get his position back.
I know we have Dirk in the chat here, so he may be able to tell us from the pits what's happened. In the meantime, we are closing in on 30 minutes remaining.
30 miles left in the race. Dan, give us a Jacqueline vibe when you can. Tell us how he's feeling. Oh, I think we just had a heavy crash. Right
no!
there. No, Sanguis Pit Crew is under pressure all of a sudden.
Yeah, don't worry about telling us what happened. Worry about pulling more razors. I know that's
yeah, pull more razors.
That's the pressing concern. All right, and with the crash earlier from Dude 3D, we've seen him fall back to 5th place So our top 3 right now is actually Fresh, Playing Fox, and Calf, which, again, this is Calf's first major racing event with us, and I think possibly at all. So absolutely stellar performance from a rookie here. We love to see it.
If you're listening in, keep it up. 30 minutes left in the race, everyone. Get your laps in, this is the time. And also, look after yourselves. Play it safe in the night. Try and avoid crashes in this last part of the race. And there, this view is Herbie rejoining the rest from the Sanguisluna pit crew. The Polaris that they're running is in. Jenk is also there supporting them. So yeah, I thought I'd give you that point of view so you can see how the pit crews are working.
And yeah, Dirk has filled us in that Jacobin found an antenna in the dark, which is a fate we have all suffered many times.
Antennas, trees, poles. If you're going back to
anything small and pointy, really.
Yeah. And even not small. So I'm pretty sure I found a sign at Super Dragon Tofu Run. Yeah, that wasn't small.
Yeah, I know. During the first practice night we had on this track as a group, it was the train tracks for me were about 60% of my crashes.
Watching Playing Fox here with Jacobin just having rejoined the track. So keep it up. That was so fast, Jacobin, to get back. Very, very quick rejoin. 1 minute 30, I think. Very, very quick.
And if you're loving the action you're seeing here today, there is a link that's just popped up in the chat for you to go to the Anzia Racing merch store. You can pick up a t-shirt. They're fantastic. You can pick up patches and stickers and all sorts of other fun things that do go to supporting the work that the Anzia Racing Committee does here to put these events on and get prizes out to all of the racers. So we would love it if you check that out.
I really appreciate you if you do. And we got a great selection. Everything for Crux Cup Stellar is up. You can get the cool Crux Cup Stellar Star. You can also get a New Babbage Ghost themed shirt as well. All of the promotion trailer added a very special bit of graphic design for an unlimited speed graphic art face. So if you like what you see there and you want to support us, that's the best way. Grab yourself a t-shirt and thank you for supporting us, really.
Here we see Playing Fox closing in the gap a little bit on Jacobin, putting some pressure on from behind.
I stopped talking about you, Rantier. You're supposed to stop crashing.
Yes, he may have did that for you. We were trying to undo the commentator's curse. Hang in there, Rantier.
You know what it
and
was?
get back in there.
We stopped watching the fresh cam. That was the...
That's true.
That was the magic sauce. Let's see where the fresh cam is.
So fresh year coming up on the Omega Aerospace HQ.
Yep, and this maneuver right here that he does, he plays it a lot closer to the impound zone here than I do. And it sketches me out every time. But clearly he's hit it enough times to know exactly where it is.
He's right on the edge of it, from my point of view as well. And there are quite a few floating impound zones around the city like this, and I believe they're tied to like the Aspire Grand and Hospital City Foundation object container. So they sometimes spawn with the foundation pieces as well. And we've had to build a racetrack around them. I believe when I was making this racetrack, I clocked about 27 impound zones. I was actually keeping a tally because of how frequent it happened. And, you know, the track turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it, but we do scrape pretty close to a couple of those impound zones. And I believe the future intention is that there will be there will be NPC traffic around New Babbage City. It will be lawful traffic, and that will include law enforcement, who will chase you down for, I think, going over a certain speed limit that the city has. And those
Oh, I
impound
can't
zones are
wait.
meant to represent that.
I can't
So that
wait
might
to
be
be
interesting.
chased
So
by
there
an
might be an elite.
NPC police.
Yeah, exactly. There could be an underground racing scene that forms if we get all of that NPC traffic and the law enforcement does come after you for speeding. But I also want to see racing legitimized. So if we can have a racetrack built out in the city and have a dedicated event or a mission that we can take, which does allow us to have unrestricted speed without causing interference to the NPCs or the other players, I would love that. But an illegal racing scene might also start up. We had some of that with Black Star Racing. They had this series called Black Star Underground, and they would race around the lawful impound zones. It was amazing, and they did this really cool promotional trailer with the Cutlass Blue Cops chasing after the illegal racers, racing on their oil rig. I thought that was so cool. So yeah, I think there's a world where both illegal and legal racing can exist.
And when I
Wait,
think, forget about the NPCs chasing me. As somebody who played way too much Need for Speed Hot Pursuit as a kid, give me player cops in souped up Cuddy Blues trying to chase us down in the city.
What
Yeah,
I'm thinking
Lamborghini
is like,
Cutlass Blue.
if we're getting NPCs chasing us, they'll need a faster ship.
They really will, yeah.
We need I feel like this is a perfect opportunity to create the Origin 350i with red and blue lights. The I stands for interceptor. Like, the police interceptors, you got your
Now,
muscle
see,
cars and
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Mav, but I'm pretty sure Origin already makes a ship with interceptor in the name.
shh.
They do.
We don't
They
need to
just need
talk
to
about
add
them
sirens
50.
to it. Just make a police variant, yeah.
We need light. I just need a new variant of the 350R. That's not
That
the
would be
300
cool.
series. See, it's big enough. Like, instead of a shower and stuff, you can put like a little jail cell there.
Yeah, like the Hawk, just a little cell that they get
Yeah.
injected into. You throw them an iPad and you say, like, there's your entertainment for the flight. We'll see
Yeah.
you on the other side as we arrive at the station. That could be funny.
And just give it red and blue lights. There you go.
There you go, done. There's your interceptor. Police edition. And I could see the corporate worlds of Stanton sort of going for those more luxurious police cars. Going for Origin police cars, going for Mirai police cars. Whereas the UE might be like, let's go with Anvil, let's go with the Aegis and or even Cutlass Blue. Just to stick to more mass-produced models. It would be kind of cool to see like some variation there in the law enforcement as well.
I mean, we've seen recently that the Avenger is a pretty competitive ship in atmosphere in terms of its top speed and its ability to turn. So the advocacy is already set up.
There you go, Aegis. That's your police ship. And the advocacy. We already have them using it. So they just need to add sirens. Give us the Avenger Siren Edition.
And every time we see this battle, somehow it's closer. Dude, again, right on Calf's tail. As they keep trading positions back and forth and dueling.
Yeah, at some point, somebody's going to give or it's going to end up in a crash. I just know that the nerves they don't go away. It just keeps piling on and piling on. You're like, don't crash. Just don't crash.
I think he is. I think he's using Senior Calf as a pace racer. Keeping the Senior Calf behind him is improving dude's lap times. We got him passing Herbie. He's 39 seconds behind Jackadan now. He's closing the gap on Jackadan. Yeah, I love to see it. just keeping a racer in view to help you focus.
It's not dueling, it's flirting. I don't know about that.
No, I think Jelly was flirting with me pretty good during GP number 1.
Oh.
Tell us about that. How does that work? How does flirting work in a race? I need to know.
It's really kind of like third graders. You just get really close to the other person and then you run away.
Oh, so cute.
Just get really close to them, do a little wing waggle, and just boost away.
Meanwhile, we are at 20 minutes left on our race time. That is, if you're doing the math at home, right in the vicinity of 3 laps. So we will probably see 4 more laps in total for this race. Fresh still absolutely trying to beat the clock and get to 20. But right now he's definitely on track for 19. Playing Fox also on 15 laps with him right now. And Calf just crossing the finish line, which means we should see Dude shortly behind him, I hope.
Come on, run, TA, you can do it.
Sorry, I just, because it was an interesting point before, I looked up the race rules in our scheduled race distance that they have to meet is just 25%, so...
Oh, okay, so run TA is
I
good.
think it's definitely going to make it. Yeah, you're going to be alright. A slow and steady strategy is going to get you through today. So, yeah, keep it up. Everyone just needs to finish.
Oh, there we go. I brought the curse back.
Ah! It's all our fault. We're so sorry.
Well, that's okay though.
Hang in there,
If he's made his
Andreas.
qualifying distance,
He's good.
now he's just getting practice in. He's grinding the laps. He's getting the feel for the track.
You know
in
what I'm
live racing
doing?
Conditions.
I'm getting all his crashes out of the way. So when it comes to race
the
day,
main race day, he has
the
none.
main race day,
That's so
he
true.
has
It all
none.
balances out.
Yeah, gotta get it all out of the way.
Brilliant.
So you're subscribing to the philosophy that crashes are a limited resource. That every racer only has so many crashes.
Yeah. Like we don't have gel to replenish the crashing yet, so it's definitely limited, and it's per patch. So you need to. Since we can't claim our regen, the only way to do it is character reset. You can either reset your crash counter by character
It's like
reset,
Mitchell, we
or
have
it's a new
crash gel.
patch. Yeah, we
have
got
to pay
crash
2
gel.
costs.
It's okay,
And
Nasty. I
we
still
can't
have.
crash. No!
Join up with a racing org. That med gel cost is going to rack up real quick for a lot of racers. Definitely going to need some financial support.
Don't join up with a racing org. You had to join up with an everything org. So you get the guys that.
It's the only answer.
What Oregon Star Citizen isn't an everything org. Like, let's be real here. We all love all the things.
Everyone wants to enjoy it, all of it. Yeah. I agree.
But yeah, that crash from Calf does open up the field for a lot of movement. Depending on how far he had made it. Oh, Jacketin finding some hard air, though, does close the door on him being able to capitalize on that crash from Calf. So the question is, what happened to Dude? We never did see a 15th lap logged for Dude 3D. Did he crash out?
We can see him flying around the Black Star Cloak section right now, so he's past the 50% rejoin point now.
Yeah, it looks like Dude's last lap was finished, let's do the math, 5 minutes ago? Something like that.
If he's in the Black Star Cloak, that's about 2 minutes missing, so that may have been a crash.
I know, that's a rough math. I could be wrong.
And see, now during talking about sponsors brings up another fun question of, if you could be sponsored by any in-game company, who would you pick?
Oh, that's such a good question. Oh my goodness. There's so many now. Do you have any one in mind? Maybe Origin?
I mean, like,
No, you want
other
get that
than
Origin
other than
sponsorship?
Origin, I'm just gonna ignore the fact that that's just too easy. I think I'd actually want to be sponsored by Argo. I think Argo would be a cool
Wow.
sponsor.
Croncy would definitely approve that, being his favorite manufacturer.
I could get behind that too, because I mean, if I'm being
Orange
sponsored by
paint.
Argo, yeah, orange paint, exactly. That's
They
clearly
are
what I have
orange.
to do
Default
is
orange
paint the
paint.
ship
Yep.
orange.
If you could have multiple
And
sponsors, then yeah, that opens up to like a lot of cool ships you can get brand sponsors for. Yeah. Sorry, keep going. Argo. What's
And-
another one?
and so then I think every racer would eventually pick Cruise, but then you have the question of what flavor of Cruise. Personally, I think the red goes
one for me.
fastest.
Yeah, red. Red Cruise goes faster. It's good engine fuel.
So Crux is just a sub sponsor that everybody gets, kind of like in F1, how like McLaren have Monster, Red Bull. It literally is Red Bull. Only one team gets to be the main cruise title.
Actually, Cruise
And
could
so-
like be a sponsor for the Enzo Racing Committee, and then everyone can enjoy like free cruise for the race. And we give out cruise bottles to every race team and all the supporting members. Yeah. So Enzo Racing can get its own sponsors as well. We'll get cruise. That's got to be top of our
And
list.
we got Dirk and Jelly both want to be sponsored by Kelto, so they want to be
Kelso.
getting that convenience store
Don't-
hookup.
Yeah, don't tell Splend that or Dollar Store.
Yeah. No, Dollar Store will have to get on and sponsor, be the anti-Kelto sponsor.
And
Lens
Matthew
is a
going
big fan of
going for
Kelto.
Castak. That's an interesting pick.
Aztec arms and weapons manufactured. The bearing does appear on some of the racing ships. I believe the Razor has it. And there's another ship as well. It might be the Peregrine has bearing on it as well.
You know what's an interesting sponsor that I just thought of? Wicklow.
Wicklow would be amazing because the Bennu love racing. I could see that as Suli sponsoring you.
I feel like I would come out to my ship one day and he would have exchanged both of my coolers for a shiny chrome-plated wristwatch or something of the sort without any reason.
Oh, that's right. It would be like, go fast and look beautiful for me. I sponsor you with my shiny Bennu paint. Oh, that would be
Yeah,
funny.
looks like. Unfortunately for Senior Cap, it looks like they have to reset their speed bug. I think they're doing it at the halfway
That's a
point.
shame. They might have accidentally triggered it with landing gear or toggling an engine tip.
I definitely did that during the Super Dragon Toph run. I was going into precision mode, and I put my landing gear button right next to it, and I hit the landing gear button instead.
I feel that on a spiritual level. I too accidentally button mash and undo my racing settings.
And we're just watching File there on the Oleg cam, closing in on the start-finish line, cutting through those treacherous poles before ducking
Go
between
File
the
coming
buildings.
in for his 13th lap.
Yep, and with that, he will be joining Herbie on 13 laps, jacking in at 14. Calf and Dude having 15 in the bag, and Fresh and Playing Fox now both on 16 with 12 minutes to go.
So now that we've Oleg has stopped crashing, what makes races official?
Maybe Len's doing a lap. Lens has to do a lap to make it official.
Oh, okay.
Because he sometimes comes out into the field. We need to get him into racing. Actually, I have been trying to teach him he asked me, how do I get the feeling racers get? Like, you know, when you drive a car and you put the pedal down and you really feel what the ship is capable of and how you can master that. I took him out to Super Dragon Tofu Run. I put him on the side split and I said, if you can go as fast as possible down this and then make the narrow turn into the shoulder tunnel, you'll get the same feeling that we do achieving that. And he started practicing that. He did it about 6 times and crashed on every one. But he's like, I could feel myself sort of my brain adjusting and starting to understand this. I need some more time on it. So yeah, I really hope Lens gets into racing. Do some more racing, Lens.
We saw there a crash from Herbie, chalked up to wind violence was the stated reason, which is absolutely the correct way to describe it. These winds are brutal.
Does that mean that they're starting to get the hurricane force winds that you guys?
Well, when
got,
you're watching this camera view in the straights, watch how the TVI is dancing around the nose, even though we know that's not on purpose. That sway right there,
being pushed off.
Yep.
And the wind has picked up. That looks like 30 to 40 meters per second of wind. I've asked Noise Mayor's own race director for a weather update. We'll see if we can get that to you, but it looks like it's picking up. It's going to be a brutal end to the race.
Yeah, when I think of wind violence, what the image that comes to mind is trying to run Kaplan circuit in a 350R, going down the tunnel section and just getting blown every which way, and you're just hanging on to the seat of...
Orison is crazy for wind turbines.
I mean, yeah, you think it's bad in a 350. Have you done it in a Merlin?
Yes.
That is a one-way ticket to getting slammed into the deck. And yeah, definitely the wind picking up seems to be taking a toll on our racers. Now they're also just going to be exhausted at this point because they are now an hour and 51 minutes into this race. But we have seen crashes from File and Jacketin as well.
Nighttime and windy conditions. What are their lap times looking like? Are they slowing down by how much?
They are slowing down pretty considerably. We're seeing Fresh's last lap coming in at a 6-minute 30, so about a 10-second reduction in pace from his typical. And the rest of the field seeing at least that kind of a hit. Playing Fox's last lap at 6:34, Calf's at 6:40, Dude's at 7:01, although that may include some amount of crash or being out of position. So definitely the wind taking a toll on their times and making these tracks a lot more hazardous. And you can see why here, as they have to duck so close to the ground and get so close to these buildings. And if the wind is pointed the wrong direction, as they turn into it or away from it, it suddenly finds a grip on the ship's wings and can push it quite dramatically.
Wind says we're up Noise says we're up to 59 meters per second max speed and increasing. Absolutely wild conditions out there. Might get as high as 70 meters per second like the USA race that we had earlier. So here we go. This is the most dangerous racing you can have. The wind combined with nighttime for the last few minutes of the race. 7 minutes to go.
Yep, for your dose of real-world context on a 59 meter per second wind, that's equivalent to 131 miles an hour, or a Category 3 hurricane. Absolutely
Category 3 hurricane right now. My goodness. I remember we had a conversation once certain about like, how do these buildings stand? It's probably some like, you know, metamaterial, sci-fi technology, video game hand wavium. But my
definitely there's a lot of hand wavium in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're building pencil thin buildings a kilometer tall and they're enduring 2 strong hurricanes a day, the fatigue from the flex alone should be destroying these things in a matter of years.
That's impressive material and technology.
Oh no.
Fellow relocated to Orville. He's lost his respawn point. Probably he's back to his home spot.
And with just 6 minutes left in the race time, that is almost certainly going to mean he's not making it back before the checkered flag drops.
That's pretty
not
rough.
the way you want your
File.
race to end. And another crash from Calf. The wind absolutely racking up the kills right now.
I wonder what the kill ratio
Yeah.
is for win to racers.
And if
So I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
that's definitely going up now that it's implemented.
if my math is right, Fresh should be right about up to the start finish.
Just
There
past
he
it.
is.
Here's his point of view.
So that is Fresh having just completed lap number 18. Which I think should also probably make that our white flag? Or is that going
We'll
to be
see
our
what
next
happens.
lap?
I've just asked race direction. Yeah. Noise might be just calculating that we do it post the 2 hours a little bit, which is completely fine. Oh, there it is! White flag right now. Here we go. This is it.
There we go. So with white flag, that means when Fresh finishes the lap he's currently on, that will be the mark for the end of the race, and all of the racers will then finish the lap that they are on, and that's where we will mark their scores for the qualifier here. Hellfresh says that he thinks a fully stocked Razor will be harder to push around. Yeah, I don't know about that because it's not that much weight. I guess it would be harder, but is it harder by enough to matter? Matt, what do you think?
I think the change is so minuscule. Like I think it would be. I think your most the factor that would probably affect it the most is having the guns on it to that increase the drag and the mass versus the components being just the mass. But I think it probably still you wouldn't notice it too much as in like difficulty. You'd notice it in speed, but I don't think the difficulty of piloting it would change at all.
And Jelly saying the P-72 was tossed around less at Orison if it wasn't stripped. But that does also, I mean, that makes a lot of sense because with the Kruger ships, the guns are a lot higher of a percentage of the total mass of the ship. Whereas in the Razor, if you're stripping every single component, your weight reduction is still single-digit percentage-wise, if my memory serves.
Yeah.
We said a Rentievich crash, and Fish is past the 50% marker. Fish might close out the race, and that will be the end of rejoins. So hang in there if you can get back in. You gotta beat Fresh to the finish line.
Mhm.
Definitely a tall order. As you can see, he is less bothered by the wind than most and absolutely sending it here. But even still, we see that little characteristic vector wobble from the wind, which otherwise you would never expect to see from Fresh, who's normally super controlled with his vector. It's fantastic at keeping it dead on the nose, but even the best pilots, it's just not going to happen in these conditions.
That's crazy. I'm kind of glad we got some hurricane weather for both of the races, so it sort of evened it out a little bit.
It feels a little more fair.
It feels a little more fair. I'm with you there.
Now, if you had the choice, Tint,
Samusuli.
for
Thank you.
race, would you prefer to start at the front or prefer to start at the back? Because I know you're starting in the middle, but if you had the choice,
Front every time.
front every time.
Absolutely. I'll take the risk of people trying to overtake me for as much time as I can get without party markers obstructing my view of the terrain. One of the
Yeah,
absolute most difficult things is like the section here that Fresh is about to move into, the Jazz Jig. If there's somebody in front of you in this, your visibility of the poles you're trying to weave around immediately drops considerably, and that is a massive hazard. And so, you may not be the fastest racer on the track, but the more time you can get with clean air in front of you, the closer you're going to get to your ideal racing time.
I remember Super Giant Tofu Run. I was starting pretty much all the way in the back, and then I decided right off the bat that I was going to take it slow. I wasn't going to pass anybody until, oh man, that was tough going through the first tunnel, dodging those pipes right after the first turn there, and going through just party marker soup.
There we go. And Dirk in the chat, cracking the whip, complaining about Fresh being too slow while he puts down the fastest times of the day by a sizable margin. That's the mark of a
It's just
What
too
official
slow.
race
That's what
team
it
leader?
is.
race team leader.
He's 9 seconds off
We
his
love you, Dang.
time trial time. Like, come on.
Here we go through the ghosted section of the track, passing all the dead racers. Fresh
There.
closes out the race. Here is her checkered flag.
Congratulations to all the racers. Did amazing.
You all did great! Now bring it home.
Oh,
Make sure you survive
and-
your last chance at a final lap.
And so with that, our grid for the GP number 2 starts to kind of come together. Fresh, I think they're pretty solidly clinching pole position. Playing Fox putting himself in the mix with Liquid Prime and Jellyhead at 19 laps completed. Assuming he can finish this one out. And Dude 3D
Made a
going to
Rente
be
crash that
starting
we saw.
neck and neck with me.
Unfortunate. Oh, D3D's right next to you. Wow. Yes.
Herbie's done. For a second there, it was kind of cool because all the intervals said +1 lap. It had me second guessing there for a second. I was like, is everybody just a lap down from Fresh? No, Fresh is Playing Fox is a lap down from Fresh. Dude is a lap down from.
Everyone's a lap down. Congrats on finishing your race, Herbie. Well done. Jacqueline, well done on finishing your race. Congratulations.
Good job, Doc.
Fox not letting off the gas. I mean, there's a certain argument to be made for taking it really easy here, flying it really slow, flying it really safe. But Fox is going to continue to push it and hope to maybe gain an extra position on the other racers who finished with 19 laps.
Fox is my kind of racer. He's not he knows he's not the fastest, but he's the most consistent. I love being a consistent racer. As a mouse and keyboard racer, it really is my my best strategy. I'm not the smoothest at inputs. I never will be, but I can get good at surviving, and Fox is really good at surviving.
And I mean, that's a great reminder that, anybody can do this. You just have to be willing to come out and learn from other racers and put in the time with your controls to get proficient. We've got racers on mouse and keyboards. We've got racers on throttles. We've got racers on sticks. We've even got racers on gamepads, on Xbox controllers. It really is open for anyone.
Yeah, and the way the controls are set up and the way the flight, at least for now, the flight model works is like one doesn't give you much of an advantage over the other. Sure, like my personal opinion is dual joysticks is a lot more comfortable than doing this for 2 hours on mouse and keyboard, but you can I honestly don't think it gives you any advantage.
Flying
They're
Fox
saying
coming
this
up
one is
on the
tough on the
last
arms
section of
with
the
the
track.
wind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. In that full workout.
I mean, Fresh makes it
D3D
look
as
too
well,
easy.
crossing the finish line there. Nice.
Right, how can it be hard if you're just too smooth? You can't be hard. No, you make it to look too easy.
It's like D3D, not quite at the finish line, probably back in the Jez jig,
Oh,
and just
yeah, you're
the
right.
markers are overlapping.
You're right, that was so close. Congrats on finishing the race, Flying Fox. Well done. What an outstanding effort. Oh yeah, there he is. Oleg's chasing him down. Go get him, Oleg!
but don't get him, Oleg. I know you're
Just
That's
just
get
get
him
him.
on camera.
Days,
Yeah, get him on camera. Yeah. Thank you, Rain. Welcome in. Good to see you. Rain is one of Solna's friend who coincidentally is a gamepad racer. One of the few. So, yeah, good to see you. And I hope Solna's doing good too.
And I think, if I recall correctly, Rain is a new Razor owner who's going to have to haul it out on the track and put down some times.
Oh, I'd love to see you get into the racing scene. We'd love to have you. We'll gladly teach you how to go fast. Also, congrats to Senior Calf on finishing their race. Well done.
Yay. I believe Dude 3D's the last one on track.
I believe so.
Yay, there we go.
There we go, Dude 3D. Congratulations on finishing your race. So we had Rentier Ridge crash. I believe that's the end of their race. How did File do? Did they manage to get back from Lawville in time? It doesn't look like it. I don't think they were able to do that. Oleg's having a look around for us, but no, I think File wasn't able to make it back from Lawville. So that is going to conclude our EU Asia qualifying race for Grand Prix number 2. What an outstanding performance. Our racers gathering here on the rooftop to hang out and celebrate their racing achievements. We'll just we'll watch this for just a minute and then we'll go look at the racing results. Well done to everyone. And just a quick shout out to our staff. Thank you so much for helping with today's race. Noise, Maze, Fedical, Nox, Tiger, all our cameras, Oleg, Lime, even Expansion was here. I appreciate you, all of you, and Chick Lake as well from Delta Blue Aerospace came in to help out. We saw Herbie fall off the building. Hope you're okay, Herbie. This is the victory swan dive there. But let's go have a look at the results for Crux Cup Stellar. These are the amount of laps that they completed and their finishing position in this qualifier. There we go. So good job to all of our racers. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate all of the support, and I hope you had fun out there. It looked amazing. I'm really happy with how this track turned out, and I can't wait to see you at the main race as well. We'll also have a look at our positional changes. Here we go. Tint and Mav, would you like to give some comments on the last positional changes of the race? Any closing thoughts on the races and how the race went? Tint, start with you.
I absolutely loved seeing the sort of cycling duel between Dude 3D and Senor Calf. That was absolutely fun to watch, and you can see it played out a little bit here in our spaghetti chart as they started 2 positions apart and crossed over multiple times before ending up finishing in those 3rd and 4th positions. We also get to see that Playing Fox, after his absolutely meteoric rise in his 2nd lap, managed to hold on to that spot for nearly the entire race, barring for a single crash where Dude 3D and Calf were able to briefly get ahead of him.
Amazing. And Mav, any thoughts on our races today and the race overall?
It was. I find that it was a great race. Everybody did great. You can see the consistency of Fresh. Playing Fox is great, coming from 7th all the way back up to 2nd. Yeah, everybody did amazing.
Well done, everyone.
Wish I was there to be able to participate too, but I have to do something next weekend.
We're gonna sort back to our point of view. We're actually here, just so everyone knows we're not just voices. Let's have a look at us. And I would just like to say, before we close out, hello everyone. Yes, we're here. I'd just like to thank all of the racers. I'd like to thank all of our event staff, as I mentioned. And also thank Cloud Imperium Games for making the best damn space sim, Star Citizen. We really appreciate you. And thank you for giving us some amazing prizes to these deserving racers. We can't wait to run a live stream with you next week beside CitizenCon and show this community, any new backers, what you can do in this game, because racing is an incredible, fun, social experience, and we want to get some more people into it and to help master this game. It's just so much fun. Thank you. And to our commentators, Tint, where can people find you? And tell us about Frontier a little bit as well.
Yeah, so you can search for me as Tint Goes Fast here on Twitch and various other places on the internet. And you can always go to frontierconsolidated.com to come check out our org, Frontier Consolidated. Join the Discord, get involved over there. We run community events multiple times a week for multiple time zones. We've got EU events, we've got US events, and we've even started getting some Oceania and Australia events off the ground. So absolutely always something to do over there. And it's a really great and welcoming community that will teach you anything you want to know about this game, including, if you want, how to go fast.
Oh, I will take advantage of that. I'm also in Frontier Consolidated, part of its racing team, and I would love to do some Australian-New Zealand race practice. And I know you've got a racing school that you're working on too, so if you want to get into racing and learn how to go fast, Frontier Consolidated is a great place to do it. Mav, tell us where we can find you and tell us a little bit about the Red Legion.
Find me here on Twitch at Canadian Maverick, or Canadian_Maverick. Then I'm part of Red Legion. We just do a lot of industrial, a little bit more industrial focus, but a little bit of everything. Org. It's I try to get a lot of people there a little bit more interested in racing, just a little bit on the quiet side right now, but if you're looking for a new crew to help start up and come race with all of us, that'd be great. I tend to try to participate in a lot of other orgs racings like XGR and Omega Aerosports track day and stuff like that. So if you see me out there, we'll see you on the track.
There you go. Make some new friends. Join the Red Legion. Do some mining. I've also seen them doing some of the orbital platforms together. Just a lot of amazing communities waiting for you to join. Check out the Red Legion. Check out Frontier Consolidated. I've been Ikebit, your presiding officer of NZIA Racing, VTuber professional racer, Mirai prototype test pilot extraordinaire, also org leader of Southern Cross Alliance. I too am trying to build a race team. And also a victory team, but I love being a part of all the communities. You can be part of multiple orgs in Star Citizen, and we want to be friends when we get Star Citizen 1.0, and we all want to work together and run races together. So come be part of this amazing community experience. Be part of these orgs, or be part of as many as you like, and we hope to see you out in the verse. And one last thing. Cargo Olympics! We have that 1 week after CitizenCon. Cargo Olympics is a brand new event for us. It is a team-based, org-scale cargo race across the verse. Look forward to that. So after you've enjoyed Grand Prix number 2, you'll also get Cargo Olympics race with multiple orgs competing against each other, and they are loading and unloading cargo competitions. So look forward to that. And that's it from me. We'll see you very much. We love you very much. And as it rests to you. Bye-bye, everyone. NZIA Racing would like to thank the following: